Välkommen till Tro och under, program som vi sänder från Medidimension International här i Sverige. Vi är ju ett växande missionsarbete och vi har funnits i Sverige i över 10 år. Och från vårt huvudkontor i Finland så har vi funnits faktiskt i över 40 år. Du som är vår missionsvän och du som känner till oss, du vet att vi sänder regelbundet på kanal 10. Vi har vår missionstidning som heter Medidimension. Och vi kan se tillbaka i backspegeln och verkligen känna Guds tacksamhet över allt det vi fått vara med om. Arbetet har vuxit enormt och vi är så tacksamma över att du står med oss, att du finns vid vår sida, att du ger oss av din tid i förbön och du som ger oss ekonomiska medel också. Vi är tacksamma över att få göra de här programmen och i varje program så har vi ett tema. Och vi har en mängd olika uppslag för vårt arbete, har en sån puls hela tiden. Sista tiden har också varit mycket fokus naturligtvis på Ryssland, Ukraina, och där har vi gjort stora insatser. Och vi kommer att komma tillbaka till det i program längre fram. Men kan bara säga det just nu att det är ett stort förbundsämne, det som sker där borta i Ukraina. Vi har delat ut 27 000 biblar och fler är på gång att tryckas till folket där borta i östra Ukraina. But tonight we have the honor to have Hani Hanein. You are the director for the Arabic department in the headquarters in Finland, and also the coordinator of the national campaign in Finland, Italia. You're heartily welcome to the studio, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's an honor to have you because you're not just, two men of God, but you're also two friends of mine, and I'm so honored to have you because you're always are happy, you have informative news about the mission work we are involved in. And we have done several programs now, Hani, about Arabic mission we have in Middle East. And tonight also we will continue to talk about what God is doing. But first, Ari, we will have, I must say this in this program, like a teaser, because we will have programs, other programs, we talk about a national campaign in Finland. So first, before we start to talk about Middle East, can you just give us a teaser what you are in the midst of right now in Finland?
Yes, thank you, Morgan. We are in the hectic preparation period in whole Finland, and altogether we have 280 churches involved right now and 26 organizations, media, Christian media. So basically, we are collecting new churches every day, and our target is to get at least 300, but that would be too less. We are expecting that God will give us maybe 400 churches in total. And that would be fantastic to arrange this media campaign in next autumn, starting from 19th of September. So thank you for your prayers, and looking forward to see you in the future program.
Yeah. It's a prayer request from Finland also. We hopefully we can be contact for this in Sweden also. But Hani, now we will talk about, the Arabic department in our headquarters and the mission work we have in Middle East has been increased the last year.
Yes.
And you are in the midst of this. And what if you see in the mirror, what can you see, just say to the Swedish people, our mission friends, what God has done the last years?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for hosting us, and always we are so glad to have you and also to speak to our beloved brothers and sisters in Sweden. Yeah, we are turning a new page every year, for the Arabic ministry, reaching the Islamic nation. And I believe this year and the last year as well, we had a unique challenge, which is we have to adjust our vision and the mission accordingly. Because, some years ago, we have a regular base of the campaigns or TV programs. But the last 2 years, we had a big challenge due to Corona crisis. So we found out, like many people, they stay home. So they are watching more the TV and also exploring the internet. And we had done some researches, how people, they are reacting now to our TV programs. We found out through social media also it is increasing a lot. And if we like have some digital statistic about, we have like 7.8 people now, they live in our world. And 5.2, they use a unique mobile. And 4.6, they use internet. And 4.2 billion, they are active in social media. So we cannot neglect this statistic, and we continue as before. So we have to improve our mission and our plan and the strategy.
Okay. And Ari, what do you think about this? Because do you believe there is a shift how to conduct, campaigns also in the Middle East? If you, see out how the world is shifting all the time.
Absolutely. The rapid shift is going on, and people are getting more and more devices, and internet is going on, and social media networks are spreading all around the world, even to the Arabic nations. So Hanit just mentioned very good key figures that made us realize that this is very important now, also improve our work and try to respond to those people who are using regular basis the social media networks.
And imagine, Morgan, that in 1 minute, how many millions of people they are download some videos or watching some videos in 1 minute. So we are not talking now about hours. We are now focused how we can use every single minute for our programs and to be effective. Because, if you go around, in Christian side, we still are behind the schedule. And we need to really to speed up how we can reach as many as possible, in our days. And as we see many crises going on, like we see Russia and Ukraine, and in Middle East, of course, it is like a hotspot, always there is no peace there. So we need really to improve ourselves. And I really call all Christians how we can be together in this very critical time to reach out people.
But when we talk about Middle East, and we understand that there is a shift how to spread the gospel, and so that requires some more knowledge how to do it also. You have the Christian churches in those countries. How do we connect with those the leaders? Because there is a shift here, how to think.
Yes, we have, it is like a new concept, like online churches. Because there are some, people in Islamic nations, very close, that people, they cannot practice their Christianity openly. So we have now, we thank God for the technology now. We are using online churches and online prayer, meetings, 24 hours a day, that people, they can come into the line and they can ask for prayer. So this is really, it's shifting our mind, how we can, having this online Christianity, more than, a physical exist. Sometimes, like in Iran or Afghanistan or such a, very close country, people, they cannot really go to the churches. But we can reach them, out through satellite channels and also online. So this kind of things, it is really, we have to adjust our plan for it.
Okay. But guys, how the churches in these quite difficult countries, hard countries to spread the gospel, the leaders, how have they received this kind of, is it total another way to think how to spread the gospel? How? Yes. It's hard for them also? Yeah,
this is very good questions, because in our days, before, we have very conflict with the Islamic regime, and all these leaders. But because we have just one crisis, now in Middle East, people, they are seeking for better life, and they are seeking to have really a peaceful time. So we found out, even the Islamic leaders are open to receive the mega city campaign concept, but we need to change some concept there. So, and even the church leaders, they are not, afraid anymore to have a mega, like reach people. Sometimes we have like a minor campaigns, but now they said that we are looking for to really reach all the nation at once, like, they are using our mega city campaign concept.
Can I make an illustration from Afghanistan in between? There is one pastor who was reporting that actually he's living here in Finland, but he's reaching out people living in Afghanistan because it's now closed. They have online network there, and the guys who participated in it were not Christians, but they were interested about the message, and that's why they wanted to call to their friends, and it's high security online meetings, and they have even their own code language if they realize that somebody is surveilling them. So they drop the event immediately, and they even done some online baptisms. They had to figure it out when someone comes to Christ in a closed country like Afghanistan, how to do the online baptism. And that was amazing for me. That was mind-blowing that somebody can actually do online baptism in the group of online community led from Finland. So that's one example how online churches and networks can work there.
Yes. And also, like when we see now, like some years ago, we had a problem, about, religious, conflict. Like Muslims, they are seeing Christian, they are their enemies, or, Jewish. But now when the economic situation is very tough, people, they are, like turning their attention to something else. They said, wow, we were considering Christian and Jews as enemy, but now all the crisis reaching our house, not through them, through this, a bad time. So they try to thinking about, the enemy is not Christianity. The enemy, something else. So that's why they are leaving and opening up, very good space for Christians to practice their Christianity in Middle East. So if we don't take this opportunity, we will really lose it. So, and because many like leaders are welcoming our concept as, like mega city campaign to reach out.
Ari, we also, in our mission work, even if we are in Russia or in South America, wherever we are, we have always been very, it's so important for us to follow up work. I mean, when you're shifting into a more like internet-based online churches and reach the people online, I mean, the following up work is so important connected to the churches. How do we do this in the Middle East?
I don't know exactly how Hani is organizing that in the Middle East, but I have some experience from the other fronts. And actually, there are, of course, local networks who are very under high security, so they don't announce publicly that I'm the follow-up worker, please come here. But they do it very secretly. And of course, we have the database from all the people who have been contacted in different media. So we try to use the same media that they are actually contacted to the campaign. And there are also many other Christians in the network, and they can be easily followed up for long periods of time. Sometimes it takes even 2 or 3 years after the 30 days media campaign is over if you get hundreds of thousands of responses during the campaign. So it's huge work, it's hard work, and sometimes it takes a lot of perseverance to follow even those ones who haven't been reached out after the campaign, maybe 1 year. Sometimes you have to do seek and find. And it's very difficult. Sometimes you have to be very clever as well how to utilize the networks nearby them to get touch to the original people who contacted to the campaign.
Yeah, the additional, follow-up progress is really like huge challenge for us, because nowadays we are receiving more than 300,000 like messages every month. So you cannot really handle it, like with few people or with hundreds of people. So what we tried some years ago to extend our, locations, to use also local believers and the churches to come in and to share the harvest with us. As Ari mentioned, that sometimes it takes years to really like dealing with the people, because sometimes like hard questions. And sometimes if you are not patient with that, really you give up very, like quick. But then we have really this like prayer, team, how we can have this kind of, like good plan to leave the people to talk, because many people, they need someone to hear them and to share their challenges. So our follow-up teams, we can mention like thousands of people, like we made this network, team with the local churches. And it is not like, as I mentioned before, it's not like answering questions. It's like you are dealing about the daily life, based, with people, how they can really have hope in this darkness time.
You mentioned, Hani, 300,000 people responded in 1 month. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. So we are receiving, like emails, through YouTube, social media, and also even, like people, they are in the church, they have a lot of questions. Oh, we were watching this program, it raised some, like critical questions. So in all this, like follow-up flow system, we are really connecting with each one who is connecting us. So it is huge numbers. Impressive. And it's sometimes increase more, like nowadays. Last year we have approached like 400,000 every month.
I mean, those numbers are for the Scandinavian people, the Christian people, the churches are, I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. 300,000 people responded for 4 weeks.
Yeah, because, like from our side, we are broadcasting every day our programs. And as we said that we need to really like replan our content in the program. So not just filling the time, we need to talk to the hearts of people and to meet the need of people, in Middle East and in Islamic nation.
And I think that it also speaks about the quality of those programs, because the content is responding to the needs that people are actually having there. So basically it's interaction, and the first part is through the screen, and the response and the follow-up is so important, and long-term process to get them finally to Christ and make them followers of Christ. So I have been amazed to follow between IRR-TV departments, especially when I'm talking with Hani about the latest stories. I've been translating them into Finnish. The wonderful stories, probably we can share them on the next program, but there are so many fantastic stories how people in the long term have come to Christ, that now they are so happy about the programs that we are delivering. So God is really blessing, and thank you for even Swedish people who have been praying for us and also supporting. I'm so impressed what you are doing there in Sweden as well. Thank you.
Yeah, and I have seen several programs you have produced for the Arabic in the Arabic department. The quality and the content and the way how you present the gospel, it's top notch. It's the best, high class, the world class.
Yes.
And I mean that it's also very important when you do programs to reach the unreached people, maybe especially in the Middle East.
Yes.
I don't know, but I've seen that. So people who have not seen those programs, where can they find it?
Yeah, we upload all programs in our YouTube channel. Maybe we can put it on the screen now, that people, they can go and explore all our thousands of the program we are producing every year. So, and also we upload all this in YouTube. So right now we have like 18 satellite channels. We airing our program on them. So it is like, like in several languages. So you can really, like amazed. I remember when I started the Arabic ministry here at IRR-TV more than 20 years ago, we have like few programs producing here every month, like maybe 20 or 22. And we were so happy about that, you know. But now, like, you are producing thousands of programs every year, so it is really amazing. And also, you know, like adding new languages. So this is our really hard and our goal to reach as many as possible in Islamic nation.
I mean, to produce 1,000 programs every year, constantly, year after year, it's amazing. And every time I go to the headquarters in Finland, I always meet people from all over the world. They are, you know, they are there and producing programs for the Arabic department. So I know this is a very important part of the mission work we are involved in. And is there any specific country you want to emphasize, Hani,
yes,
right now? What God is doing?
Yeah,
I mean,
yes. In May also we'll start a new language, it's Turkish, reaching like more than like 140 million people, you know, speaking Turkish, you know. So, and this, it is really amazed, you know, like also to start a new language approaching this new nation of Turkish people. So it is, we are so happy about that. Also, we have just done a new program for North Africa. North Africa, it's quite complicated, very, very hard accent, because they are mixing Berberi with, you know, like Amazighi, and also with French. So sometime as Egyptian to watch this program, I maybe understand 20% what they are talking about. But, you know, if you imagine that Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, you know, this nation, they need to hear the program in their own language. So this all of the time, you know, like we are thinking, you know, like we don't leave anyone behind. We would like to think about this minority also people, you know, and also majority speaking people.
I mean, I think it's very important to say in this program that what you are doing in the Arabic countries are amazing, because I have seen it since I was involved in this mission work, that it's high quality and so many people, I mean, there's millions that have been reached by the gospel. So you're doing a great work. And Ari, when we're talking about the social media, this shifting in some way, do you think it will be increasing, and how will it look like in the future, you think?
I think that it will increase definitely, and there are certain unique platforms, even in Arabic world, that they are utilizing that cannot be monitored that easily by the government or the local authorities. And it's very important that we provide the channels that are appropriate to them, that they feel secure to use, because it's always a risk when you respond to this kind of programs and you start to interact about the Christian content. You might get persecuted as a result if wrong people online are following you up. So we have to use proper channels, but it's increasing all the time. But at the same time, you cannot live behind the satellite TV. It's so impressive. You need them both to support, and it's totally different if you think about small clips in social media. You have to be precise, you have to be directed on the point that they need, and it's shorter, it's different format.
Imagine that in Facebook, like 7 of 10 of Arab people, they are using Facebook. Like, you know, it is huge number. It's not only now the young people, also, you know, like old people, they are you know, like holding their mobile, and they are not talking to each other. They are, you know, like just watching, and so on. And this kind of social, you know, statistic we are really aware about, because sometimes people, they turn off the TV, but they are watching, you know, that in iPad or in mobile. So we also link everything together. It is like, you know, it is ring.
Yeah.
If we cannot reach them through TV, we are reaching them through social media, so they find us everywhere. So, and we could, you know, surround them with the love of the message, you know. It's not like we are not aggressive. We are talking about their need, you know. If you wanted to have a better life, only Jesus can give you the better life.
To the end in this program, what do you want to say, very brief, to the Swedish viewers, what they can do to support the Arabic department right now?
Yes, as I used to say always, thank you so much that you believe in the vision what we are doing, and also we are one team. Maybe you cannot talk Arabic or Farsi or Somali, but you can pray for us and you can support us, and we are one team, and God sees your heart as well. And sometimes, we cannot, guarantee that we live more, maybe minutes, but the minute what God has given to us to live, we would like to use it, wisely, and to reach out to those people that are very precious souls in the Islamic world.
Thank you so much, and I'm happy to have you on the next program the next week also. We will continue to talk about the Arabic department, what God is doing. And so I say thank you to you, Hanain and Aretalia, for this program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The bless in the headquarters in Finland. You are a true example how to run effective mission work globally.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Praise God.
Till oss i Sverige så vill jag säga det att vi har en tidning som heter medidimension.se är också hemsidan. Där kan du hitta all information du behöver. Du har reportage, du har det som ligger i pipeline, också olika sätt du kan supporta vårt arbete och även då i Mellanöstern. Så gå gärna in på den hemsidan. Vi har också Facebook-sida och Instagram med Dimension International. Gå in på vår Facebook-sida, klicka dig fram och bli vän med oss och följ vårt arbete på sociala medier. Så vill vi önska dig ifrån Meddimension det bästa vi kan ge dig, och det är Guds rika välsignelse, och så ses vi igen nästa vecka. Tack!